What is up, guys? This is Kyle from Kyle's Game Room, and I got myself a figure off eBay that is a giant part of my childhood. I had a lot of these. We probably spent hundreds upon hundreds of dollars on these figures, and they always broke because they're very fragile. So the fact that I have one now and it's still in pretty good condition, here it is. A Crash Bandicoot action figure. There were a lot of these figures. There's two series, and there's supposed to be a third one, but unfortunately, the toy company who made this, Resource, they also make a good Sonic figure. But anyway, yeah, Resource was out of business. They were bankrupt by the time the third series was about to be out. I know one of them was supposed to be him on top of his polar bear, and he's supposed to have a snow outfit, and it was supposed to be really, really cool. But this is not the only thing that I got off eBay. I even got plenty of the accessories too. Got the jetpack. This is the jetpack Crash. Here there's different forms of the jetpack that you could get. Like some of them, like I think the early ones were painted black and then green in the center, and they like made the colors fade in very well. I should have that one around here somewhere, but this is the later line, I believe, where it's painted yellow and the paint isn't very blended in that well. But still, got a jetpack. We also get the rubber suit that you put around Crash so you can put the jetpack on. So I will show that off soon. We got a stand, which doesn't really help out Crash very much. Maybe if the peg was maybe a little bit bigger, it would probably help, but it really doesn't, so it doesn't really matter. We have a crate. Unfortunately, it didn't have any stickers, because when you buy these figures brand new, you get a bunch of stickers so you can decorate this. And this thing can even come apart. And when you do it for the first time, it is kind of tricky to get it. But I guess this guy was actually playing with this thing and actually took it apart plenty of times. So it's nice and loose for me. So thanks. And I already have plenty of these boxes. Some of them are actually kind of like this, and already have the stickers that I want on here. So it doesn't really matter for me. I even got a green one that's supposed to look metal. This isn't really accurate to the game, but whatever. I love it. So there, crate. Got a Wampa fruit. This is awesome. We got a red crystal. Usually the crystals are purplish pinkish, but there's only one character throughout the whole series of the figures that actually has the right color crystal. I don't really know who it is. I believe it's an enemy, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And we get a regular Aku mask. There were 3 different masks that you could get in the series. Well, at least throughout the action figure line. There was this. There was a golden Aku mask, which I got in. I believe that came with a jetpack Crash. Not jetpack, jetboard Crash, where it comes with a little surfing board. But yeah, I have that one. Then there was another one where it was all flexible, where it actually had a spot on the nose, like on the back of it, so you could put it on Crash's nose. Because see, you have these holes, and they don't really fit on Crash's nose, because Crash's nose is way too big. So it was pretty pointless. But if you have any Figmas or good Smile figures, like any like Nendoroid figures, anything with like those clear stands, they fit in here excellently. So if you want to have a good picture, there you go. Alright, so I bought all this for $50, and I know it's quite expensive, but it's a really rare figure, really old. When I got it, it was in really, really rough condition. There was like, I don't know if it was boogers all over the thing, then like it looked like it was like playing in the sand, and it was like stuck in his hair. But I had rubbing alcohol, and I had a spare toothbrush that's actually I use to clean things, not my teeth. I have a separate toothbrush for that. But yeah, I cleaned it off. I scrubbed it as much as I could. I got most of the gunk off, so that's good for me. So there we go. As you can tell, this Crash figure isn't really too accurate to the game, mainly because of the color of the gloves and how the shoes were made. I believe there was supposed to be like 2 more laces on the top of the shoe, and I believe the back shoe was supposed to be pushed up more. I don't really know. I think it might have been. I don't know. But still, overall, it's a good figure. There's not really much articulation on this figure. We have the arm swivels, wrist swivels, which I'm actually surprised they have those, swivels on the legs, and that's it. That's all the swivels you can get. Obviously, you can't have a head swivel because it's like right, his face is like right on the freaking center of the body. And like how he looks from the back is actually pretty cool. because how the ears are like that and stuff. It's really cool. And these things, at first that bothered the crap out of me. It looked like he was burnt or something, because like I didn't understand why they put these marks on there. But after you start playing the games, you kind of understand why they're there, because there's supposed to be like an orange patch on the back of him. So I guess they tried emulating that. So the detail on it's pretty good. There are a few paint smudges, like a few runoffs, like from the muzzle to like the neck, I guess. But this figure was made in '96. It's a very, very old figure, and the fact that everything still works, like here, the legs always broke on mine, and the fact that they still work properly is absolutely incredible. I love it. Like these figures, they are a little rare to come by. Like if you want to collect them, like it's up to you if you want it in the box or outside the box. The cheapest way is to obviously go outside the box. And that's what I prefer, because then I can actually like show them on my shelf, and I'll be like, oh, look at these are pretty cool. Then I can post pictures on Instagram. And I already posted a few pictures of Crash on Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram, there you go. If you want to follow me, just click my name on the YouTube, and it'll take you to my main channel, and you should see a link to my Instagram, so you can follow me on there. So anyway, yeah. Details on the jeans, not bad. Like, for the time, they're actually pretty good. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of red dots all over the place. I don't know if that's supposed to, like, supposed to be the stitching. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Yeah, like, the way that they try to make this, they try to make it look accurate to the Crash 2 cover. Like, the figures are mainly based off Crash 2 and Crash 3. They never really took much source from Crash 1. Except for Dr. Neo Cortex. I believe Cortex's model was actually based off his first appearance in the first game, because it shows him on his little craft thingy, and at the time when they made that figure, there was only Crash 1 and 2 out. So in Crash 2, he wasn't even on his little thing, on his little hovercraft looking thing. He used a jetpack like this one as the final boss. So that was like probably the only thing they took from the first game. But yeah, these figures are kind of hard to come by, and I bought so many of these when I was younger. How many of this particular figure we bought? We probably bought at least like 10. There was like so many figures I used to have. I never had the complete collection. There's multiple different forms of Crash that you can get. There's this Crash, there's Jetboard Crash, there's Scuba Crash from Series 2. There's Bazooka Crash from Series 2. There is one that is extremely rare. I have no idea how you were supposed to get this, because we'd never seen this guy in stock. It was a combo pack. It had Crash and Coco in motorcycle outfits. And when you look on the back of the box on Series 2 figures, it shows him in a special circle. Like, I don't know if you were supposed to, like, win him somehow, or if he was just that rare of a figure. So if you ever see that figure on eBay, totally buy him, because that is super duper rare. But this guy, he isn't too rare. You always see him on eBay. But trying to see him outside the box is kind of rare. But when you do see him in the box, he goes for quite a pretty penny. So if you want him inside the box, I hope you have that pretty dollar. But if you want him outside the box, try and look for him around like $50. If you see it for more, like, don't go any higher than like $65. But overall, it is a good figure. But let me show off how to put this rubber suit on. Okay, as you can tell, it's rubber, so it actually stretches, so it can wrap around Crash kind of easily. It's not too easy to put on, but they do understand how, like, he's built, so they try to make it as easy for you as possible. Okay, so first up, you want to wrap it around his arms. Okay, be careful, be extremely careful, especially when you're handling his arms and his legs. They break super easily, especially the legs. Alright, so let's wrap that around. Let's pull this up front. Then there's 2 holes up here for his ears. So doing this over and over and over again may eventually snap the rubber suit, and also maybe end up making the figure break. So don't do this too often, unless you are extremely, extremely careful. Then there is a rubber peg and a rubber hole. Sometimes it is a little bit tricky to get it on, but most of the time it just fits in super easily, just like that. Alright, then you have 2 rubber pegs. and then 2 holes on the jetpack. The jetpack is very, very hollow, so it's good to go. So if anything happens to this, I'm perfectly okay. I have another one. I might have 2 of them, but actually, I don't know. So there you go. Crash is now in his jetpack. So now he's Rocket Crash. Yeah. When you start Crash 2, you see him in this jetpack, and you also play as this jetpack Crash toward the end of the game. And there's actually, you have to actually wear this suit and chase Cortex with this suit. So that's really, really cool. You can take apart the box, put the Wumpa fruit in here if you want. It doesn't really matter. I might as well so I don't lose it. Bing, bada, boom. Crystal, I wish it would have been the proper color, because there was never any like other colored crystals in the game. But whatever. Stand, I wish it was actually better, like it had a better stand, so it could actually hold Crash a lot better. And the Aku Aku mask, I hope it, like I wish it had that thing on the back so it could actually slip onto Crash's face and actually had a proper stand for these holes. So, yeah, these figures were kind of weird back in the day, but I loved them nevertheless because they were Crash. These are the only Crash figures that you could get. And since there are rumors of Crash Bandicoot coming to, the PS4, and Crash fell, oh no. Anyway, like the fact that Crash Bandicoot may be coming to PS4 and only PS4, and since he is like a mascot character, there's a slight chance that we may get more Crash Bandicoot figures. But what I might end up seeing is like they're gonna redesign him like really weird looking. Like hopefully he's not gonna be as ugly as Spyro, and hopefully he'll look a lot better than his appearance in Crash the Titans and Mind of a Mutant. Then they're probably gonna make merchandise off that because we already have a bunch of Mario merchandise. Like when it comes to figures, at least, a bunch of Mario, plenty of Sonic. We have Skylanders, so we have Spyro stuff. So when this new Crash game comes out, we're gonna get new Crash figures. So people are going to want to go after this, and I think I might see a little bit of smudge on the bottom of here. But whatever, I can deal with it. So, these figures will end up being more popular because these are based off the classic games. Like, they only went up to Crash Warped. They also made a Crash Team Racing RC car, but I don't think that was made by Resource. There was also a Evel Knievel type of thing for Crash Warped, where you put Crash on a motorcycle and you rev up, like you have a wheel and you rev it up, and then he goes launching and he goes off a ramp. It was really, really cool. I probably had at least like 2 of those because I always lost pieces or whatever, or I broke it. I don't know what happened with it. Yeah, my parents really, really rewarded me when it came to Crash Bandicoot. This was the best game of my childhood. If you think I love Sonic, you have no idea how much I love Crash Bandicoot. Like when it comes to Crash, I don't care about Sonic. Crash is more important to me. So, is he worth picking up? Of course he is. It's freaking Crash Bandicoot. But if you're a serious collector, you might want him inside the box, but he's going to be quite the pretty penny. But if you don't really care about the box, and you want him outside the box, don't pay more than like $50 to $60. But if you do find him for dirt cheap, then by all means, get it. I might restart my collection on the Crash Bandicoot figures, so look forward to that. Like, I'm going to try to get Coco and maybe the Jetboard Crash, Cortex, Tiny Tiger. These figures, like, I'm not going to be able to get these extremely often. If I see a figure for cheap, I'm going to get it. Like, I've seen a Tiny Tiger for, like, I think 25 or 35 bucks. It's super cheap. I never even had that figure before. So the fact that I'm re-getting these is going to be absolutely nostalgic. I'm going to make a whole new shelf dedicated to the Crash figures. So, yeah. I'm not going to try to get every figure in the series, because that's going to be nearly impossible, because I can never find that one freaking Crash set. So I might make a Crash model again. I'm probably going to get one of those. So, yeah. There you go. If you like what you saw, be sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you have any more questions about this Crash figure, let me know in the comments. I can't really give you a link to get one because all you have to do is just search eBay. Because it's usually a once and done deal. It's not like the guy has multiple Crash figures. So, if you find one, go on it. Remember, I found a set where I had Jetboard Crash, Coco, Cortex, Tiny Tiger, and I believe there's one more figure, probably Komodo Mo. Yeah, I had all 5 of those figures for only $50. Like, it was starting a bid at $50, and like the guy was like best offer was like $150, which is like I know it sounds expensive, but for those 5 figures, it's one heck of a deal. Unfortunately, I was working by the time that the thing ended, and I wanted that so bad, and nobody even bid on it. Like, I think there was only one person who bid on it, and it was only, it stayed at $50. I could have gotten all those figures for the price that I paid for this one figure. Oh man, that would have started my collection. But this was my overall favorite Crash figure of all time. So, there you go. I'm going to try to get more Crash figures. I don't know how often I'm going to get them, but expect more Crash videos. Alright, so again, if you like what you saw, be sure to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and leave comments on what do you think of this Crash figure. I don't know what figures I'm going to review next. I'm going to do a review on my new Full Metal Alchemist pocket watch, and I might get Dark Pit because I have $12 in store credit for, Big Bad Toy Store. So, I already explained about that in my pit review. But, yeah. Next I'm going to do the Full Metal Alchemist pocket watch, and after that I might get the Dark Pit. But, I don't know. I don't really have plans of, like, much buying more figures. Because, like, soon I'm going to buy the new Mario Kart, the new Infamous Second Son. I'm going to have to buy this kid a birthday present. I got so much on my mind, so I can't order absolutely everything just yet. Okay, guys. I will see you guys next video. Later.